Hey guys, this is Family Tech 101 and my name is Ahmed, and just like I promised, I'm just gonna do an unboxing of this iPhone 5 after 8 years of basically Apple releasing it. So this is a sealed iPhone 5. I got it from eBay, as I'm gonna show you soon, for 67. Actually, let me just show you right now. So this is the eBay listing for it at the time. And as you can see here, it's an LTE iPhone 5 16 gigabyte Telus. Telus is a carrier in Canada. So basically I got it for 67 Canadian dollars, believe it or not, which was an insane price at the time. I could not believe it was new. So in the listing it says it's brand new, unused, unopened, undamaged, and original packaging. Okay, so I was like, well, it's $67. How bad can it be? Let's just get it. And well, I got it. And so right now I'm gonna just do an unboxing for it. I hope you guys enjoy it, and let's get started. Okay, I'm just gonna grab my trusty knife over here. I'm just gonna slice it up. All right, so we should be in. Okay, let's just unbox it. Sorry, I have to have cover the serial number over here real quick. Just slide it, and let's fold this knife down, and let's just do the unboxing. All right, everything seems to be in order here. Okay, let's just take a look. So that's the phone. It looks basically brand new, so I don't think it was resealed. As you guys can see, volume button, silent switcher. It's just a classic design. And it's a SIM card. Since this phone is locked to one carrier, if I want to use it, I have to basically unlock it. And the old headphone jack. Good old days. So it has a 4-inch display. And Apple at the time, this is the first phone that Apple basically increased the screen size, and they were bragging that basically you can use all screen with one hand. And it actually was really nice design. And to be honest, till this day, I think iPhone 5 and 5S is one of, if not the best Apple design till this date. Let's try to turn it on and see if it turns on. Hopefully it's running old iOS. Oh yeah, it's running old iOS 6. So I'm just gonna put this aside for now. All boots up. Let's see what's inside the box. So take this out. It says here designed by Apple in California. And if I open this up and let's see what's inside. Oh, SIM card ejection tool and some booklets. So quick start guide and iOS 6. Oh my god, this brings so much memory. I remember when this came out, it was such an amazing phone. Like at the time, it was such unheard of. Apple's changing their ways. They're just moving away from the 3.5 screen, and I believe this is the last phone that Steve Jobs had anything to do with it. So it's this classic design. And yeah, so this is one. Let's just see what else we have. The hello here, I guess it's in, oh, there's two versions. There's one in French and one in English. And there is this Apple stickers. So nice. And yeah, I think this one is the real deal, guys. This has basically untouched stuff here. Doesn't look repackaged at all. And the charger, the 5-watt charger, they still ship this with the new iPhone 11, if you guys can believe it. This is just a 5-watt charger. It charges so slow. I don't understand Apple sometimes with their marketing decisions and trying to save up money on such things. And the headphone here, well, they're not open. So yeah, let's just put these aside, and I'm gonna set up the phone, and we'll go from there. And just run through the OS. All right, so the first thing is you're gonna be greeted by this window basically. And again, iOS 6. So I'm pretty sure this phone hasn't been really played with or updated anyway. So let's just hit OK, select English. I'm from Canada, so let's do Canada over here. Hit next, and we're gonna connect it to Wi-Fi. Let's do my home here. So I'm just gonna put in the password real quick. All right, it's joining, and let's just wait for it to connect. Obviously iOS 6 now, I don't think it's very usable, to be honest. Yeah, enable location services. No, I do not want to enable location. Yeah, sure. Set up as a new iPhone. Yep. iOS 6 is, again, it's not something you can use these days, just because most applications won't be able to download unless you've downloaded them already, which I have, but again, they're going to be downloading a very old version, and not all application will allow you to run on iOS 6. We're just going to skip this step for now. So we're going to skip it, and we're going to agree to Apple terms and conditions and Siri, and we just don't send, and we're going to hit start. That's it, guys. We're in the home screen, and now basically that's it. How was that setup? You see how easy it was before? So much less options is true, but the setup itself, it's very like fluid and nice. If I go to general over here and just see what iOS version it's running iOS 6.41, and it has again 16 gigabyte, and that's the serial number, and they don't have this gesture yet. I think it came out, like the swipe gesture to go back, I think it came out in iOS 7, I believe. So again, this is the older design where it's basically the 3D like icons. Let's just press this button, and let's just go to the weather and see how the old weather app looks. Oh, it wants me to turn on location, sure. Okay, turn on location. Don't think it's gonna work, yeah. Unknown location. See Montreal here, for example. I don't think weather works anymore, unfortunately. Yeah, the weather doesn't even work anymore. Let's see the stock app, the old stock app. As you can see, guys, even the Apple installed applications, they do not work anymore because the software is so old, it's not supported. That's the benefit of getting updates. That's the issue when people have an older phone and then basically they have to upgrade, not only because of the hardware is old, it's just because the software cannot really do much anymore because of all the security threats, right? So eventually it's gonna be stopped supporting by the manufacturer. In this case, Apple usually stays a very long time with their devices. An iPhone 5 can go up to iOS 10, which is really nice. If you have iOS 10 on it, you can actually use it decently. Sure, you'll not have a good battery life because most of them will have very old battery life, like very old batteries, so you'll end up basically charging the phone every 2 hours. Let's just go to the App Store and see if it loads up here. Of course, the first thing it tells you to update, which I will not do, definitely. And we'll just see. So as you can see, it's super fluid, just like a new phone should be. And I wish, to be honest, sometimes I wish Apple stayed with this design. Not that I don't like the new design, I just feel like this design is it's a very nice design, especially with this icon layout. It's not as cartoony as the new design, and you can get really pretty much a lot out of it. So, and let's run the camera actually. This is an 8 megapixel camera, which is not the greatest. Let's just put this here and see if I take a photo and see the quality of the camera. As you can see, it's really fast. Focus is fast. And if I click on it to focus, and if I click on the photo over here and show you the quality, very decent for an 8-year-old phone. I mean, sure, it's not the sharpest picture in the world. Sure, it's not gonna win any awards, especially in these days. But think about it this way. This was 8 years ago. Well, most phones or Android phones were like struggling to get a decent photo. So still have very good Android phones, by the way. Like, they took very good photos, but they were not good at other stuff. While iPhone in general used to be good and not great at anything, but good at everything basically. I cannot get enough of this swipe gesture. And the old notification center. And oh, I forgot, there is no more control center. So when you swipe from the top, from the bottom, nothing happens. You have to double click, so you get this control, well, I don't know, multitasking. I think that's the early days of multitasking. And go messages over here. It's nothing, obviously it's a new phone, but let's just try to see. Clock, reminders, maps. Let's see if map works. Apple used to use Google Maps in their own maps. So technically this is Google Maps, although it says Apple, so it's not Apple Maps. They started using their own maps in iOS 7. That's when they switched to iOS Apple Maps, which was not great to say the least at the time. And it's not loading up for some reason. Let's just try. Okay. Well, it knows my location, but it does not show me the... Wow, it does not show me the map. I guess it's not connected to the server anymore. Well, I guess iOS 6 is way behind now. And this newsstand is where you used to have. So now, like in iOS 14, Apple is switching back like to the widgets. As you can see, they did have widgets even in iOS 6. So if I click on this application, you can see like it did not open anything, and I can interact with these books if I had any books, obviously. Let's just click on it and see what happens. Oh, nothing. I cannot even go to the store anymore. Well, so widget integration in Apple and iOS was there. It just was not good. So in new versions of iOS, just basically Apple let go of it, and they went to 3D touch, which basically if you hold down on the button, I mean obviously these are only going to wiggle because they don't have 3D touch, but you'll have options when you 3D touch on the phone. And now in iOS 14, they decided, hey, well, we're gonna take widgets again. I haven't installed iOS 14 on my iPhone 11. I might do that. So well, maybe in the next video I will show you guys iOS 14 beta. I do not recommend, to be honest, installing any beta software on your phone unless you have an extra phone, because beta software are just not stable and they're not very useful, to be honest. If it's your main phone, you will not have a good experience. So that's why I would always suggest waiting for the full version to come out. That's such a lovely design here for this iPhone here. Again, let's just see the ringtone, the old ringtones. I think that's a good thing to look at here. Let's see if it works. Oh yeah. Oh, the classic ringer. I don't think anybody changes their ringer, because with iPhones it's kind of hard to change, which is one of the downsides of having an iPhone. It's kind of hard to customize in general. Even like, let's say the wallpaper, you kind of have to like have a fixed amount of wallpaper, and that's basically the only thing you can change. Oh yeah, the old wallpapers, I forgot about them. And this one here is really cool. You can see it's super nice. When I lock the screen, it has the sound, and when I unlock it, it will have the sound as well. And let's activate Siri, see if Siri still works. What's the weather?
The definition of the word weather is
I guess it's not working the way I intended to work, but it works. It just doesn't show me the weather, because I believe it's just because the weather app is not supported anymore. That's why you're not getting the weather on this phone. And let's try to search something else. What's the tallest building in the world?
The tallest building by total height is the Burj Khalifa at 828 meters.
So yeah, I believe Siri still works. Not as great as, well, Siri never been great, and even now it's not the greatest, but I guess it's something to have on a phone. Well, that should wrap things up here, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video for this quick unboxing, and see you soon on the next one.